Hi everyone, welcome to art history class. I want to show you how to navigate around Canvas. So I'm going to shrink myself down. Here is where you show up, where you get to when you first enter Canvas, our home page. Up at the top you'll see announcements, which you can also get to by clicking on announcements over there. Then this is a little intro about what we're going to do, a little bit more about how to navigate. You've probably already gotten into modules, which is how we are going to navigate the entire class in this class. So modules is where you should always start, and I want to show you a couple of features. One is that if you've got this first module open and you're done with it, you can click this little triangle next to the start here, and you can make that module smaller. I've already shrunk down this reference module. Remember that the reference module here has lots of stuff that you might want to go back to. So some of this stuff you might just look at basically once, like the syllabus, you read it, you don't always have to come back to it. But down here, there's troubleshooting and general class questions, and then a lot of stuff to help you with the writing assignments. You're going to have a writing assignment every week, and these should help you. But when you're not using it, you can close up that reference module. Each unit, every single week, you should be starting with the overview page. The overview page for every module is the first thing in that module. Got to get myself out of the way here. And it always has a list of things you need to do. It's got learning goals telling you what we're going to talk about this week, and then numbered items to do. You can treat this like a to-do list. So number one, print the worksheet or get to the worksheet. Number two, read the chapter. Number three, number optional, you've got some other resources this week that you can get to or that you can reference. Training quests. Each week we're going to have some kind of training quest. These can be redone as many times as you want to throughout the entire quarter, so you can always come back to them. The visual structure ones are very dense. There's a lot of information, and so you might start it this week and then come back to it another day. You might also later in the quarter, if you realize, you know what, I've forgotten what that thing was, you're always welcome to come back to these training quests. The computer Canvas will keep your highest score, so there's no risk that you're going to, lose your lose your high score that you got before. So you can always come back and just review a part of it. You can retake the items and things like that. These due dates here, notice they have a little asterisk next to them. That's because they are suggested due dates. Assignments after that due date may have information from those training quests in them, so I recommend you do them. But if you didn't like your score, or if you just, things got busy and you didn't get to it, you can always come back and do those ones for full points. Discussion forum. The thing you need to remember about the discussion forum is that you have 5 posts in that discussion forum each week. They're always the same posts, or I should say one of them is always a social post, and then the other 4 are always the same, or the same kind of options. We'll go check that out in a moment. The Unit 1 quests, you'll always have a set of quests. These are designed to be shorter. Rather than giving you a weekly test, I've given you short quiz quests that can be done over and over again. Or not over and over again. You have 2 tries to do them. Beware though, for the unit quests, they will keep your they will average your score. So these ones you only get 2 shots, and if your first shot is just checking things out, that will impact your score. Each week you'll have either a writing planning assignment or a writing, written report. The writing planning assignments are designed to help you prepare for that report. When there is a training quest for the writing planning assignments, those are also designed to help you get ready for that. So that's what you're going to see each week in that overview page. Notice that the overview pages has links to the things you need. It also lists due dates. So we looked at some of those due dates. And then this one, the unit quests, also has a password. You're going to need that password to get into one of the, one of those quests. So heading back to the modules, you can see that you can also link to all of this stuff through the module, but remember that this doesn't give you quite as much information. And I actually want to go back to the home page for just a moment, because I want to show you over here on the side, you've got over, I keep trying to get it in the camera view. Over there, you have a list of coming up assignments, but beware, they don't all show up in that page. So the reading doesn't show up there, and the first discussion post doesn't always show up there as a graded assignment. So make sure that you're going through the modules and through that overview page where everything is actually listed. If you are on a mobile device, and I know this quarter computers are a little trickier to some extent, remember that a mobile device may not work as well for everything, particularly some of the images and some of the training quests don't show up right on a mobile device. But if you are using a mobile device, if you're using the app on your phone, I have numbered the overview pages to try to make them a little easier to get to. So unit 1 is labeled as 1. The start here unit is labeled as 0, just to try to keep those in order for you. At least that's how they showed up last time I checked in the mobile, in the app. I also want to take you into the discussion forum here and just talk briefly about what's due there. Here we go. So depending on your class, you're going to be put into different groups. There's 2 classes that I'm introing here, but there's different groups, and once you will only see the one you're in. So I get to see all of them, but you'll only see those. So every week you're going to have 5 different posts, and those posts are listed right here behind me there. Each week you're going to have a social prompt. That'll always be described down here at the bottom, and that'll always change. So it'll be different each week. Those are designed to try to be a little bit fun. This week is an introduction to you and your classmates. But then you've got 4 choices here. You have to do all 4 of these. You have to do all 5, the social post and the other 4. And to find more information about those, you can click through to this page. This is a Google Doc that just tells you a little bit more about those posts. Your posts are, and why I want you to post. This class is really focused on discussion, and so I want to give you lots of practice, lots of opportunities to talk to your classmates. But I don't want you to just talk and say, hey, yeah, you said something smart. Okay, great, I'm done. I want you to interact with the class content. So each week you've got a worksheet. I want you to post everyone to answer a question from the unit worksheet. There's lots of questions on there, and if you for some reason get to the point where every question is answered, then you can reply to a classmate and add on to their answer. So if their unit if they've answered the question, you can give us more information. You can disagree with them nicely and help them improve their answer. There's also lots of definitions along the side, so you can also define things. Beware, this post should be 100 words long, so you've got to write more than a 1-word definition, right? And if you don't have enough, you can always answer 2 questions to get up to that 100-word post. Every week I want you to reply to a classmate. Now, not just, hey, you did a great job, I'm proud of you, but reply and tell them tell them more information, talk about something else, answer a question that they've asked. I usually try to get in and ask some questions to give you things to reply to. You can also ask your classmates questions. So if you were answering a question from the worksheet and you say, I understand this part, but I've got a question here, that'll give your classmates something to reply to. You can discuss visual structure of an artwork, you can discuss the subject of an artwork, you can discuss the physical properties, or you can discuss the cultural context. You've got to do 2 of these, but you do not have to talk about visual structure and physical properties. You can pick one or the other. And that's just for any artwork that ends up in that discussion forum. I want to come back and talk to you one more thing about the modules, and that is the prereqs. Over here, I'm in the wrong view, but I'm in the teacher view. But each module, you have some things that show up as needing to be done. Let me switch views here if I can. All right, I switched around my computer so we can see what you are actually seeing. You'll notice there's a lot fewer options over here now. So this is the student view, and what you're going to see in the student view is these little circles and a check mark. You can see I already posted in the discussion forum, but in this particular class, I haven't looked at the overview page yet. I looked at it lots of times, but I haven't looked at it as a student. So once you go in and take a look at that overview page, it should show up with a little check mark next to that. So now this overview page has a little check mark next to it, and you can see there's only one thing I haven't done yet, this little circle. Those are all prereqs to get me into the next module. This one, the reference one, you always have access to. But the Unit 1 module, you'll see that everything's grayed out. I can't click on this stuff, and that's because I haven't met those prerequisites yet. All right. So if you ever see grayed out stuff, it's because you're missing one of those. In most weeks, so this little intro, this little start here module, that should just take you a day or two. Shouldn't spend a lot of time. You shouldn't need to spend a lot of time on that. But every unit, you're going to have some requirements, and the unit requirements are always going to be view the overview page, contribute to the discussion, and down here, score something on one of the unit quests. So the score is either you take it and you get anywhere from a 0 to full points, or if you miss it, I will eventually put a 0 there for you. So these two, if you miss them for some reason, you can always go back and do them. There's no closing, there's a due date for the discussion forum, but there's no closing date for these. All right? One last thing I want to talk to you about, and that is the conferences tool. So I have mentioned several times, I'm going to get these lines off my face here. There we go. Hello. The conferences tool over here, I've mentioned that I will have drop-in hours, either Monday, Wednesdays, or Tuesday, Thursdays, depending which of the two classes you're in. I will have drop-in conferences. So if you click on conferences, and I'm not going to have access because I'm not me right now, I'm a student right now. But I will create a conference, and you'll be able to click here and go into that conference. And that is just, I will just be available at those times. That way, if you have any questions and you're like, I don't know how to talk, I don't know exactly what I want to say, I'm just feeling a little frustrated, that's a great time to meet me in there. So just show up. In the first week, what I'll probably end up doing if people show up is I'll just show you around in Canvas. After that, or at any point in the quarter, if the days of the weeks or the time of the day I've picked doesn't work for you, you and I can set up a time and we can meet and talk about whatever it is that you're having trouble with. Conferences can be drop in anybody, or we can do it just you and me, so we can arrange for just two of us. Those conferences allow you to see me, so there'll be a video and we can interact in real time. You can either talk to me or we can chat by typing. If you need to email me, over here in the inbox is the way to do it. And I think that just about covers it. So that's how to navigate for this class. If you think I've missed something, please let me know, and I would be happy to either add to this or send you a private video or talk to you via email to help with that. I hope you enjoy the class. I hope everybody's doing okay and keeping healthy during this difficult time. Thanks.